I spent 8 minutes trying to beat level 1 of a game about a potato. 8 whole minutes. The strange part, the puzzle wasn't difficult. There weren't any enemies, no boss fight, no complicated mechanics, nothing that should have taken more than a few seconds to figure out. And yet, I couldn't solve it. The embarrassing part, a child who had never played a video game before probably would have finished it almost immediately. At first, I blamed the game. Then I blamed the controls. Then I blamed the developer. But eventually, I had to face a far more uncomfortable possibility. Maybe the problem wasn't the game. Maybe it was me. And strangely enough, a psychologist proved this would happen more than 80 years ago. In 1942, psychologist Abraham Lutyens conducted one of the most famous experiments in cognitive psychology. He gave participants 3 water jars and asked them to measure specific amounts of water. The first few problems required a complicated solution, so they learned it. They repeated it again and again until the method became automatic. Then came the final challenge. This time, the answer was incredibly simple, but most people completely missed it. They kept using the old complicated method even when an easier answer was sitting right in front of them. Lutyens discovered something fascinating, a mental trap called the Einstein Effect. The Einstein Effect is what happens when your brain becomes attached to a familiar way of thinking. A solution that worked before becomes the only solution you can see. And that was exactly what happened to me, except instead of water jars, I had a cartoon potato wearing a detective hat. The game looked harmless. Soft colors, cute animations, a simple objective. Walk forward, open the door, move to the next level. Easy. Or at least, that's what I thought. The moment I started playing, my gaming experience took control. I saw a key, so obviously I needed to collect it. I saw obstacles, so obviously there had to be hidden mechanics. Maybe an invisible platform, maybe a secret switch, maybe something I had to trigger first. My brain wasn't looking at what was actually on the screen. It was looking at every game I had played before. Every assumption felt logical. Every theory felt correct. And every failed attempt convinced me that I just hadn't discovered the real solution yet. 1 minute passed, then 3, then 5. The harder I tried, the further away Lhasa seemed. I wasn't just stuck in a game. I was stuck inside my own expectations. And the strange thing is, this doesn't only happen in games. Doctors can overlook simple diagnoses because they are searching for rare conditions. Programmers can spend hours looking for complicated bugs while missing a tiny mistake. Even experts can become trapped by their own experience. Because experience is powerful, it teaches us, it helps us solve problems. But sometimes the same knowledge that makes us better can also make us blind. By minute 6, I was exhausted. I questioned the controls. I questioned the level design. I even questioned whether the developer had made a mistake. the puzzle wasn't defeating my skills, it was defeating my assumptions. Then something changed. I stopped trying to solve it. Not because I had figured it out, because I had run out of ideas. For the first time, I wasn't searching for hidden mechanics. I wasn't trying to outsmart the game. I simply looked, really looked, not as an experienced gamer, but as someone seeing the screen for the first time.
Then I noticed it. One tiny detail. Something so obvious that my brain had spent 8 whole minutes filtering it out because it seemed too simple to be the answer. I reached toward the screen. I tapped. Click. The door unlocked. Mr. Potato walked through like nothing had happened. 8 minutes of frustration gone in a single second. And honestly, I almost laughed. A child with no gaming experience probably would have solved it immediately. Not because they were smarter, but because they weren't carrying years of assumptions into the problem. That's the potato paradox. The more knowledge we collect, the easier it becomes to mistake complexity for intelligence. We search for hidden answers, complicated explanations, advanced strategies, when sometimes the answer has been waiting quietly in front of us all along. Real intelligence isn't just knowing more. Sometimes it's knowing when to put everything you know aside and look again like a beginner. Because every now and then, the biggest obstacle isn't the problem in front of us. It's the way we have already decided to see it. We made it through level 1, but level 2 is waiting. And if my brain has taught me anything, it is probably already finding a way to overcomplicate it.